first and foremost, I want to send a lot of love, man, to Hamlin's family, for just being able to sit there and watch that and not having, just like the rest of us, not knowing what's going on. That, I believe, that's the scariest thing, when you can't get there, you don't have the right information, so you sit back and watch that. It's tough. Right. Obviously, the extended Buffalo Bills family, always, Bills Mafia for life, and there's, to me, in my opinion, there's no more caring fan base in the world than that Buffalo Bills family and what they've done for Damar's charity already. I don't know if you guys saw that already, yeah. Waking Up, and what they've done and donated. But I haven't seen nothing like this before, ever. I've seen concussions, guys get up, stand up and wobble and fall back down and get assisted or helped off the field. To actually see a teammate or somebody that you consider a brother get CPR on the field would be traumatizing for anybody, and a wake-up call on how serious this game really could be. I think also it brought a human side, because I think a lot of these players really get looked at as superhuman or superpowered. That, hey, this is a human on the ground that could possibly be fighting for his life. And all night I stayed up thinking about it. It was the first thing on my mind when I woke up this morning, and how fortunate I was to actually walk away from the game the way I did, and on the up and up.
Shawne, what does this do for the other players now? Obviously, we know Damar is still fighting for his life. Whenever the Bills do get back out there and have to play a game, how do they go forward now? How do you get yourself in the mindset to actually go out there and hit somebody after you just watched your brother get CPR on the football field?
Well, it's I'll tell you this, it's going to be playing in the minds of a lot of them. It was a wake-up call for a lot of people, and just the possibilities of how violent this game could be. And look, I think football is the greatest sport in the world, but we also understand that there's some heavy risk in that. They would have to go and push forward to go out there and win the game, put themselves in a better position to playoffs. And I'm trying to step away from the, get back to what these guys are doing for a living, the business side of it. They also have families that they have to take care of. They have a job to do. Right. So I'm kind of stepping away from the personal aspect, because there's no way to make yourself feel better about what Damar is dealing with and his family in the hospital. There's no way, right? There's no way you can get up and get over that and lose that from your mindset. But what you can do is go out there and win the game. Go out there and play well. Go out there. They all got families who they need to go out there and play for as well. So, but I'll tell you this, man, there's no real way of stepping away and not, those things that happened on that field last night can be unseen.
Yeah, Shawne, that's something I wanted to ask you about too. It's, when you lose a teammate or a tragedy transpires, the team rallies around that, and a lot of times they play better. With this situation, with it being just a freak accident that could happen to literally anybody, with the scariest part, to your point, being the unknown, nobody knowing, how to treat it on the field, what to do about it, what actually happened. This could happen to any player on any hit at any moment. That's how much of a freak accident it was. Given that, I mean, do you still see the team being able to rally around in a normal circumstance, or are they also going out there not necessarily playing scared, but you know what, maybe actually playing a little scared that something like this could happen to them?
Yeah, Mojo, we've seen this 1,000 times. We've seen this exact same play probably more than 1,000 times, but we've never seen an outcome like this. And that's the scary part, right? If there was some big collision where you saw Derwin James had a big hit in that last, or was it Sunday night game or whatever it was, Monday night game. When you see big collisions happen, you know that something can happen from that point. But there was nothing in this tackle, what Damar did, to say, you know what, that can happen to him. He can possibly end up in the hospital and take it to the hospital, tonight from the game. So that's the part that gets a little dicey, where it's like, okay, this is real. This is a very real situation. The only way that the Buffalo Bills and his teammates, and by the way, if everyone saw the Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, the teammates, the reactions, because they were up close, their reactions told me everything that I needed to know, that we probably didn't see the worst of the worst. We heard about it, but they seen something that could be mentally distraught for them for the rest of the year. They have to find a way to band together. And they have to almost, in a sense, if Damar pushes through this, he comes back healthy, he also has to give them the strength and say, guys, you have to go out there and play it. Do it for me, right? It has to be one of those situations because you can't just erase what you just saw from your brother laying on the ground. It's impossible to do.
Shawne, we'll let you get out of here on this one. Do you think that this is going to have any like long-lasting effect on the league, or is anything going to change because of this? Might this have an impact on guys who say, "Hey, maybe I don't want to die on the football field. I'm not going to play anymore." Do you think there could be any actual impact felt as we move forward?
No, I don't think so. I think that everybody on that football field that actually play the game of football, we realize there's a risk when you step on that field and you lace you lace up your cleats and you put on your chin strap. We all understand that there is a risk playing the game. You hope that the risk doesn't look like what happened last night. Do you hope that doesn't happen? I also think the NFL made a really good call in calling the game. And for anybody who don't understand why it took so long, it's the NFL has to talk to the NFLPA. Each team and organization, they're on the phones. They're talking and say, hey, we got to do this. They all have to be on the same page. So I saw that some people were upset, frustrated that the NFL just didn't call the game immediately as soon as the ambulance came out. Right. There's a course of action, and they have to get on the same page and everyone talking to one to make that agreement. Ultimately, I think the NFL made a good judgment in calling the game and figuring it out on when they can play again.